Hey, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and history buffs. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden gems of the numismatic world, diving deep into the stories, rarities, and jaw-dropping values behind the coins that have shaped Canada's past. Today, we're embarking on an epic journey through the top 10 most valuable Canadian 1-cent coins. Number 10, 1969 Large Date Small Cent. Kicking off our list at number 10 is the 1969 Large Date Small Cent, a modern coin with a surprising twist. In 1969, the Royal Canadian Mint was churning out pennies featuring Queen Elizabeth II's portrait, but they produced two distinct varieties of the date, a small date and a large date. The large date is the one to watch for. It's got bold, chunky numbers that stand out compared to the smaller, more delicate digits of the common variety. Now, with a total mintage of over 335 million pennies that year, you might think this coin is everywhere, but the large date variety is far scarcer, making it a hidden gem for collectors. Why is it valuable? It's all about rarity within a common year. The large date wasn't produced in large quantities, and finding one in high grade, especially in red condition, where the coin retains at least 95% of its original copper luster, is like striking gold. In circulated condition, these coins might fetch $500 to $1,000, but in uncirculated grades, like MS65 red, they can climb to $5,000 or more at auction. Imagine finding one of these in your change or an old collection. It's a reminder that even coins from the 1960s can be worth a pretty penny. How do you spot it? Grab a magnifying glass and look at the date. The large date has thicker, more prominent numbers, especially the 9, which appears almost blocky compared to the small date's slimmer digits. Check your 1969 pennies, because this variety could be hiding in plain sight. It's a perfect example of how a subtle difference can make a huge impact in the world of coin collecting. Number 9, 1926 Small Cent. Moving up to number 9, we have the 1926 Small Cent, a coin from the reign of King George V that's a favorite among collectors. Minted in 1926, this penny has a modest mintage of just over 2 million, which isn't tiny, but still makes it scarce compared to later years. What makes this coin special is its condition. Most 1926 pennies saw heavy circulation during the economic ups and downs of the 1920s, so finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is a real challenge. The design is classic, King George V's portrait on the obverse, with a simple yet elegant maple leaf wreath encircling 1 cent on the reverse. In average circulated condition, a 1926 small cent might sell for $100 to $200, but in high grades like MS63 or better, prices can soar to $6,000 or more. One of the reasons it's so sought after is its place in the early small cent series, which started in 1920, when Canada downsized its pennies from the larger 25.4mm coins to the smaller 19.05mm size we know today. If you're hunting for this coin, check old family collections or coin rolls from estate sales. Look for sharp details, especially in the king's hair and the maple leaves. A well-preserved 1926 small cent is a treasure that captures the spirit of Canada in the Roaring Twenties. Number 8, 1924 Small Cent. At number 8, we've got the 1924 Small Cent, a coin that's just a touch rarer than its 1926 sibling. With a mintage of about 1.5 million, this penny is another key date in the small cent series. Like the 1926, it was heavily circulated during the 1920s, making high-grade examples incredibly scarce. The 1924 Small Cent features the same King George V design, with a dignified portrait and a clean maple leaf reverse. What sets this coin apart is its scarcity and mint condition. Circulated examples can fetch $150 to $500, but uncirculated coins, especially in red condition, can easily hit $10,000 or more at auction. The 1924 penny is a collector's dream, because it's a low-mintage coin from an era when pennies were used hard and fast, leaving few in pristine shape. To identify a 1924 small cent, check the date and look for strong details in the king's crown and the reverse leaves. If you find one in great condition, you could be holding a piece of history worth a small fortune. This coin is a must-have for anyone building a Canadian small cent collection. Number 7, 1985 Pointed 5 Small Cent. Jumping to a more modern entry at number 7, we have the 1985 Pointed 5 Small Cent, This coin is a fantastic example of how even a coin from the 1980s can be a collector's jackpot. In 1985, the mint produced pennies with two varieties of the number 5 in the date, the common blunt 5 and the rare pointed 5. The pointed 5 has a sharp, distinct tip on the number 5, unlike the flat-ended blunt 5, with a total mintage of over 771 million pennies that year. You'd think this coin would be common, but the pointed 5 variety is a tiny fraction of that number. In circulated condition, a pointed 5 can sell for $200 to $500, but in high-grade red condition, like MS-64, prices have reached $12,500 or higher. This coin is a favorite among variety collectors who love chasing down subtle differences that make a big difference in value. To spot this one, use a loupe to examine the 5 in the date. The pointed 5 has a clear, sharp point at the top, while the blunt 5 looks flat and rounded. This coin is a reminder that modern pennies can still pack a punch, so don't overlook those 1980s coins in your change. Number 6, 1965 large beads, pointed 5 small cent. At number 6, we've got the 1965 large beads, pointed 5 small cent, also known as the Type 4 variety. The 1965 pennies come in several varieties, but this one is the rarest, featuring large beads around the rim of the obverse and a pointed 5 in the date. With a total mintage of over 304 million pennies in 1965. The Type 4 is a needle in a haystack. This coin's value comes from its scarcity and high grades. Circulated examples might fetch $500 to $1,000, but in uncirculated condition, especially MS-65 red, they can sell for $7,000 or more. The large beads are noticeably bigger than the small beads found on other 1965 varieties. And the pointed 5 has a sharp tip compared to the blunt 5. This coin is a dream for variety hunters. To identify it, check the beads around the edge of the Queen Elizabeth II portrait. They should be large and prominent, and look for that pointed 5. If you find one in pristine condition, you've got a serious collector's item on your hands. Number 5, 1955 no-shoulder fold small cent. Halfway through our list at number 5 is the 1955 no-shoulder fold small cent. A coin that's all about a subtle but valuable design change. In the mid-1950s, the mint updated Queen Elizabeth II's portrait to include a fold in her dress at the shoulder. However, some 1955 pennies were struck with the older, no-shoulder fold design, creating a rare and highly sought-after variety. With a total mintage of over 56 million pennies in 1955, the no-shoulder fold version is a tiny minority. In circulated condition, these coins can sell for $1,000 to $2,000, but in high grades like MS-65 red, they fetched nearly $12,000 at auction. The no-shoulder fold variety has a smoother, less detailed shoulder area on the Queen's portrait, which you can spot with a magnifying glass. This coin is a collector's favorite because it represents a transitional moment in Canadian coin design. If you're hunting for one, check 1955 pennies carefully for that missing shoulder fold. It could be worth a small fortune. Number 4, 1922 small cent. At number 4, we're back to the early small cent era with the 1922 small cent. This coin marks the beginning of a trio of rare 1920s pennies on our list. With a mintage of just over 1.2 million, the 1922 small cent was one of the first coins in Canada's new smaller penny format. Introduced in 1920, featuring King George V's portrait and the classic maple leaf reverse, this coin was heavily circulated, making high-grade examples extremely rare. In circulated condition, a 1922 small cent might sell for $200 to $500, but in uncirculated grades, like MS-65, prices can climb to $18,000 or more. The coin's historical significance, as part of the early small cent series, adds to its appeal. Collectors building a complete set of Canadian pennies often struggle to find a 1922 in good condition. Making it a key date to spot one, check the date and look for sharp details in the king's hair and crown. If you find a 1922 small cent in great shape, you're holding a piece of Canadian numismatic history. Number 3, 1923 small cent. Coming in at number 3 is the 1923 small cent, another key date in the small cent series. With a mintage of just over 1 million, this coin is even scarcer than the 1922. Like its predecessors, it features King George V's portrait and the maple leaf reverse, but its low mintage and heavy circulation make it a tough find in any condition. Circulated 1923 small cents typically sell for $300 to $1,000, but uncirculated examples, especially in red condition, can fetch $20,000 or more. The 1923 penny is a cornerstone of any serious Canadian penny collection, and its scarcity drives intense demand at auctions. When hunting for this coin, look for a clear 1923 date and check the condition carefully. A well-preserved example is a rare find that could make your collection stand out. Number 2, 1925 small cent. At number 2, we have the 1925 small cent, a coin that's practically a legend in the numismatic world. With a mintage of just over 1 million, the lowest of any small cent in its era, this coin is a true rarity. Only 4 known examples exist in mint state red condition, and one of those sold for $18,400 in 2003, a price that would be much higher today. The 1925 small cent features the same King George V design as the other 1920s coins, but its extreme scarcity makes it a bucket list item for collectors. In circulated condition, it can sell for $250 to $500, but uncirculated examples can easily exceed $25,000. The coin's historical significance and low mintage make it a centerpiece of any collection. To identify a 1925 small cent, check the date and look for vibrant color and sharp details. If you find one in great condition, you've hit the jackpot. Number 1, 1936 cent. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, our number 1 most valuable Canadian 1-cent coin after 1900, the 1936 cent. This coin is the holy grail of Canadian pennies, a numismatic unicorn that's almost mythical in its rarity. In 1936, the abdication of King Edward VII caused a crisis at the Royal Canadian Mint. New dies for King George VI weren't ready, so the mint struck a tiny number of 1936 pennies, with a small dot below the date as a placeholder, marking them as special issues. Fewer than 10 examples are believed to exist, making this one of the rarest Canadian coins of all time. In mint condition, a 1936 cent sold for a staggering $402,000 at auction, and its value continues to climb. The coin features King George V's portrait and the maple leaf reverse, but that tiny dot is what makes it a legend. If you ever come across a 1936 penny, check for that dot with a magnifying glass. It could be life-changing. The 1936 cent is more than a coin. It's a piece of royal history and a collector's dream. There you have it, folks. The top 10 most valuable Canadian 1-cent coins, each with its own incredible story and value. From the modern 1969 large date to the legendary 1936 cent. These pennies prove that even the smallest coin can carry massive worth. Whether you're digging through your change, visiting coin shops, or bidding at auctions, thanks for watching.